Hi Shruti, I think it was a very quick break, right?
Yeah, it was very quick and instant.
So yes, now next speaker is Patricia Jo Grover. So speaker is not available right now, but she has sent over her pre-recorded session. So if you'd like to play, so if you have any questions, you can email us. Thank you so much.
So we will be playing a pre-recorded session of Patricia Grover. Please do watch it. Give us a minute while we are sharing the screen.
Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. Yes, this is Patricia Jo Grover, the Goal Achievement Strategist, but I'm also known as the queen of retaking, reshaping, and remaking lives, businesses, and futures. Besides that, I'm a show host of the Rise Above Show with Patricia Jo Grover, where we rise above our challenges in all 8 dimensions of life and turn believers into achievers. I'm going to share the TV trailer with you because it's going to show you a little bit more about the 8 dimensions, because as I go through this presentation with you, you're going to learn more about it, because it's all about us being able to find our inner beauty so that we can have more, be more, do more, and earn more. So let's share this here. What happened there? Okay. So now we're going to move on to finding our inner beauty. I know today, let's begin our individual journeys while we're all here today together, right? So I came with my backpack to go ready to go on this journey with you, and I'll be using this bag as a reference because I want you to realize that every single one of us have baggage that we carry around with us, whether you want to believe it or not. Stuff that's happened in our past, but what has happened in our past has made us the people we are today. But there are things there that we have to name it and claim it, and if use those tools that are there to help you move forward in a positive direction. Whatever, anything you can learn from that, that's what you do. If it no longer suits the new you or the person that you want to become, just use it, whatever the tools you can to move forward and get rid of the rest. Okay, so talking about that, and I'll go back to the bag in just a minute, but we're going to create relationships here. If you're in sitting in the event space, you can create relationships with the other people that are there with you, but also, most importantly, we're going to build stronger relationships with ourselves. Well, I need everybody to commit to show up for yourselves and be engaged, because I'm going to have some activities that I'm going to have you participate in. It's human nature to look at other people and form some kind of opinion because of their appearance. We all do it and have done it before. And if you say you never have, I really don't believe that, because, it is human nature. But I want you to think today, have you ever heard of the saying, beauty is only skin deep? that's a saying that's been around for I don't even know how long. But I want you to really think about that. Well, some physical appearance is often the first thing we notice, but about somebody, but the true beauty comes from within. It comes from somebody's their presence and who they are at the core and the soul. Okay, so today we're going to explore how finding your inner beauty, because we're going to do that and use my proprietary conquering skills education, some of the tools that I use in my coaching practice. So I'm going to share that with you today. Are you ready to get to work? Raise your hands, wave them, whoever's ready. And I want to hear out loud, I am, because it's really all about finding the power that you have and the inner beauty that you have inside of you. So I want you to realize that I am are the two most powerful words, and it doesn't even matter what language they're in. It makes no difference what language they're in, but what means it means so much to you, no matter whether you speak it out loud or you speak it inwardly to yourself. And when you're using it in a positive sense, I am smart or I am stupid. You see what I mean? So you have to use it in the positive for you to get the most benefit, because if you're saying it in the negative, you just notice a difference even in your body. Okay, so using these, because they're even more powerful, using I am in the positive is even more beneficial than people using words to describe you or calling you names. You can counterbalance what those things are happening, what's happening to your body, what's happening to your mind when people are using negative against you. So I'm going to teach you some mantra, a tool that I use. Okay, so let me get into that again. All right, it's time to put on the big girl panties and get to work. That's why I had in the bag for you. So I'm going to use a little bit of reverse psychology with you today. So, when you're a child in school, you stood up in front of class and the teacher would say, hey, maybe think of everybody in their underwear, so that, it will help you feel more confident up on stage. But I really want to do this. Instead of that, you see, sometimes we need a little extra courage and confidence to do something we may not be accustomed to. So I'm going to share some of my confidence and help you feel more powerful by, let's have everybody here pretend you're putting on the big girl panties. Okay, one leg at a time. Let's put them on. I just did another event and I had the guys doing it too. So let's do this and put on the big girl panties, because this is me sharing my energy, my confidence, and that courage out to you. So anytime you're having a struggle, think of me with the big girl panties and put them on, and it'll help you get through that situation. Okay? So as you're each doing that, I'm transferring some of my energy and courage and confidence to you. And just keep that with you at all times. Okay, so let's take the very first steps of you being able to find your inner beauty. So I'm going to have you on your sheet of paper in the very center. Now this is a worksheet. It's finding out where all the pieces are that make you who you are. Okay, so finding out what what they are. So in the very center of your paper, draw a little circle and put your beautiful smiling face in there. So draw a little picture of a smiley face. Okay, then have different lines coming off like rays of the sun. And on each one, you're going to put something about who you are and what makes you up. So what I'm going to help you on the very first one, you can put on the very first one. You are a child, so I am a child of the Most High God. Okay, that's part of who you are. If you're a mother, a sister, an aunt, all of these things, whatever you are, the things that make you up, what it could be your profession, just anything that you can think of, or anything that anyone's ever told you that you are. Okay, go ahead and put those on there. So you don't have to do this all right now, but I want you to understand the assignment so that you can go back and finish it up, because I really want you to do some deep diving, okay? So, are you ready for this? I want to hear aloud, I am, because we're going to move on, because we're going to get started with the next step. On the back of the sheet, you're going to write I am on the top of the sheet. Then over here, about a half an inch over, you're going to draw a line down here. So you're going to leave some space here. And then the rest of the sheet, you're going to break up into 3 sections. So a 1, 2, 3. So then after you do that, you're going to write the alphabet down this side. A, B, C, D, E, F, down this whole side. And then you're going to choose one positive word for each letter of the alphabet. So A, 1, 2, 3, 3 words. B, 1, 2, 3. It really gets tricky when you get to the X, Y, Z. So when you get to X, it can be extraordinary. It could be an extrovert. So use X. Y and Z are a little more tricky, but go ahead and do these. And once you get them done, I want to have you every day, or whenever you're feeling like you're struggling, go into the mirror, go into the bathroom, mirror, and read these to yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror. So holding them down as a little cheat sheet. And I am adorable. I am articulating. I am beautiful. Go through your whole list and look yourself in the mirror and say these words to yourself. And say them out loud and say them proud. Okay? So that's the I am therapy. Now, part of figuring out who we are may be a long and painful journey, and I want to talk a little bit about this. So if I can, I'd like to share my story with you guys, because I'm going to share a few videos coming up, and I really want you to understand a little bit more about what I am trying to do with using what I have for experience in life. Okay, so the movie trailer I'm going to share with you is the movie's being put out by Studio 222 Films, and it's about a young woman who has been through domestic abuse. And I connect with this story so deeply. So as a 3-year-old girl, my father was an alcoholic. He would make my mother dress as ratty and clothes that didn't fit her, and have her wear her hair in pin curls and rollers all the time to go out into public. As a 3-year-old girl, I didn't understand at that point in time. So while my father was at work, I would help my mother take the pin curls and rollers out of her hair, and I'd make her hair look pretty. And I thought I was making her look pretty, and she would sit and cry. And I didn't understand. As a 3-year-old, I didn't understand. I was like, "Oh, mommy, I make you look so pretty." And of course, she couldn't tell me, and I wouldn't have understood at that time. But we always had to wash her hair and put it back in the pin curls and rollers before he came home. He would pick us up and take us to the store so he could send her in to buy him beer or cigarettes. And if she lifted her head up and made eye contact with anybody in the store or had conversation, I knew it was going to be a bad night at home. One day, my father came home, and he'd been drinking, and he was abusive to my mother and had her on the couch and strangled her unconscious. And he sent me, a 3-year-old, to the kitchen drawer to get a knife to slit her throat. There's so much more that happened that affected me well into adulthood, causing me to have 3 failed marriages. And because I never saw what a happy, healthy home life was supposed to be, let alone a relationship between a man and a woman. So I'll go, I'll go on past that now, just to share with you that I had to, after that third divorce, I had to take the time to finally learn how to know, like, trust, and ultimately love myself. And what I did is I dismantled what was wrong with me? Why couldn't I find happiness? So I took myself apart like a jigsaw puzzle, took everything, all the pieces apart, and started rebuilding myself back together. That's when I came up with my philosophy on life, that life is like a jigsaw puzzle. And that's when I started to put together the notes that made me be able to put together the platform that I use today and create the things that I use in that platform, the tools that I use to work with clients all over the globe. Okay, so let me share this video trailer with you here. So I'm going to hit this link here, and we'll go to this movie trailer, and we're going to skip this as soon as we can skip ad. Okay, this is not too far from here. Okay, and then let's downsize that and go back to. And so the next video I want to share with you is talking about the partnership. Make a positive impact. I have to share, everyone, how totally blessed I feel to be partnering with Studio 22 Films and Kevin Sorbo to make a positive impact on putting an end in what's happening in this in the world with domestic violence. If I can get to a woman before she gets into a situation in a bad relationship, or with a younger woman before she really gets into putting herself in circumstances such as that. If just again finding that inner beauty can make all the difference in the world, ladies. So let's get on here. Let's do a little bit more stuff here. We are all here because what we've, everything we're here is because what we've gone through has made us who we are. We're all struggling to keep 8 plates spinning. And these are when I'm talking about the 8 plates spinning, it's the 8 dimensions of life. Okay. So let me talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to show you kind of think about this. These 8 plates spinning. These are all the 8 dimensions of life. So I have a little video and I want to see if you guys anyone can relate to this. So this is a 8 trying to get and keep 8 plates spinning. And we're going to skip this in just a second. Okay, skip ads. Okay, so again, just use this thinking about trying to keep 8 plates spinning. And we won't do the whole thing, but I want to just show you this. He has the 8 sticks there to balance the plates and get them spinning. He's got 2 going. Oh, there. Okay, so I wanted to show this video as representation of why it is so difficult when we're talking about the 8 dimensions of life to keep everything going all at the same time. So let's take a deeper look at what the 8 dimensions of life are. So these dimensions are physical. So this is having to do with our health and wellness, okay? So the physical dimension, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, environmental. And environmental isn't just ecological, it's your environment. It's your home environment, your work environment, your school environment, or even your neighborhood environment, okay? Occupational is your school or work. Social is your relationships, and financial. So they can all be interconnected. So we're going to do a little exploring of each of these dimensions so we can improve our overall well-being and find our inner beauty. Okay, so the purpose of me sharing this video with you is to show you that every single one of us have these 8 dimensions of life that we're trying to keep in balance at all times. And there's no way to keep everything totally balanced. There's always going to be an area of our life that we need work in. So let's dive in the 8 dimensions of life. And I won't go through every single thing here, but I just want you to get an understanding, because then we're going to have another activity that I'm going to do with you. So the physical dimension, it encompasses all areas of our health that relate to the physical aspects of our body. That includes nutrition, exercise, weight management, ergonomics, tobacco use, disease, disease prevention, and so much more. So, and I don't need to go in and say to improve it, it's better to get more exercise and eat healthier. Okay, we all know that. Well, let's talk about the emotional dimension. Involves us understanding and managing our emotions in healthy ways to improve our mental and emotional well-being. We need to do things that help with our practice of mindfulness and raising our vibration and self-care. And women have a difficult time doing that. Okay, so let's move on to intellectual. The intellectual dimension involves us keeping our mind active and expanding our intellect. Now think about this. We need to exercise our bodies to stay healthy and feed it good things, right? But we also need to do that with our minds. Filling it full of negative and all the bad stuff is not doing us any good. So we need to do things that's going to nourish our intellect. Our spiritual dimension involves having a sense of purpose and meaning to life, but also your relationship with God and the higher power or whatever your belief is. Have that connection and engage in your community. It makes a difference when you're connected to your church. And environmental, again, that involves being aware of and taking care of your surroundings. And remember, that's your home, your environment, your work, your school, your neighborhood. That really makes a difference. And then occupational, again, that's getting fulfillment in finding that from your work or school, and then improving your occupational well-being you can see pursuing that career that aligns with your core values and your interests. Because have you ever heard, if you're doing something you're loving, you're not working. It's not like working a day in your life, right? The social dimension, again, is relationships and talking about building healthy relationships with others. And then, of course, our financial life and our financial dimension has to do with our finances and being responsible and being able to have that income in a sustainable way. So let's move on here. Okay, so we're going to do, before we go on to that, we're going to do this activity. So here, this is the wheel of life, and I do it with the 8 dimensions that I just shared with you. So I'm going to have you draw a great big circle on a piece of paper and then break it up into 8 sections, like 8 wedges of pie. And then put each one of the dimensions around the edge. So just like this is here. So financial, physical, intellectual, environmental, vocational, social, emotional, and spiritual, and do that. So then after you get that done, then think of the very center as 0. That's ground 0. And then all the way out to the side would be a 10. And we're going to use that for a scoring system. So again, you don't have to do this right now. I just want you to understand, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to sit there and you're going to think about it. How happy and content am I with my physical dimension of life right now? So give yourself a score between a 0 and a 10. And you can put a line across that, or you can just put a number in that area. So that's how happy and content you are with that area, specific area of your life at this point in time. And down here it shows that here put lines, so you can use that as like a graph. But do this for each one of the dimensions of your life. And then you'll see where it is that you need to put some focus on and spend some time, because that the dimensions, if something, you know as well as I do, if you're not happy with your financial dimension of life, it's not what you need, that affects your relationships, and it affects you emotionally, and can affect you physically. So you see how everything connects. And so the same thing, if your health isn't good, it affects your finances, and it affects your relationships. So I really want you guys to really give this, some effort, and really sit down and be vulnerable with yourselves. Be honest with yourselves where you are with this. Okay? So I want to talk about how all of this ties together for finding your own inner beauty. Once you get to know who you are, remember the first activity was all the things that make you up who you are. So spend some time with that, and really dig deep, and then look at those and say, can you put any of those in the I am over here for this exercise that you're going to do in the mirror? So this is going to give you some empowerment and give you those positive feelings, and really get connected with those. Don't let other people put you inside a box, and don't put yourself there and keep yourself there. We're talking about learning to live outside the box. So I wanted to say, in conclusion today, finding your inner beauty involves exploring each of the 8 dimensions of life, and again, being honest with ourselves and as to what our level of happiness is with each one, and then set a plan for how you're going to raise your score in those dimensions, so that you can find happiness and contentment and finding your inner beauty. By taking care of your physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, environmental, occupational, social, and financial well-being, you can improve your overall quality of life and find true beauty from within. So I encourage you to reflect on your own life and identify these areas and make those positive changes. And remember, those small steps can lead to big changes for each and every one of us. So let's commit to making positive changes in each of the 8 dimensions of life and see where it takes us. Because you may find yourself wanting or needing, and you may find yourself wanting and needing some assistance, and you can reach out to me and just send me an email at patty@patriciajogrover.com, and let me move on here. Okay, for those of you who are in attendance today, and if you want to do a deeper dive and find bliss for yourselves, my next Bliss Intensive event will be happening on Sunday, November 12th, from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you who are attending today, it's normally $150 per person to attend, but I am going to have everybody who is attending today, and even you can tell your girlfriends to come, but let me know who you are sending, because I'm going to let you attend for $100 a person. And I do this online, so it doesn't matter where you're from, but it would be 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 12th. And you'll be able to send me an email, again, at patty@patriciajogrover.com. I will email you back, because then I'll know who you're sending. So have the person that you're sending also send me the email, so they can get the code to be able to enter for $100 rather than the $150. And here. And for those of you who are really ready to set course on achieving your biggest, boldest, most bodacious dreams and goals, anybody who has been here today, my course is normally $1,500 for the 6-week course. but I'm offering it today for $997. So just see me, I'm not physically there, but see me, call me, or email me. Probably is the best thing to do. Again, email me asking more information about the course, patty@patriciajogrover.com, and say that you want to do that, and I can give you the code to be able to get into my academy and get the course instead of the $1,500 for the $997. On this talk, so I'm going to share here some other things with you. The very first QR code is to connect with all things Patricia Jo Grover. It's my digital business card. So take out your phone and get the code scanner, the barcode scanner or whatever, or some of you have it regular just on your phone and you take a picture and it will bring up my digital business card. So go ahead and do that with the first one here. And then you can save my contact right to your phone. Then this next one here is I have a free gift for everyone who is attending today. You can do the same thing with this, and it is a 5-minute journal challenge. And it's going to have you text growth to the word growth to 26786. So if you do the barcode thing, it's going to automatically pull it up, and then all you have to do is hit a couple buttons and do that. What that's going to do is it's going to send you some information so that I can send you an SMS, meaning a text message, every day for 30 days. So if you do this today, your text will start coming to you tomorrow, and you will get a prompt with introspective questions that I ask of you to journal about every day for 30 days. You'll get a new one, and that's going to help you find out more about yourself. And so that actually, my growth and gratitude journal has another 30 questions in there to help people get used to these habits of journaling and actually doing deeper work within yourself. And then on the very last screen, anyone who is interested in, I have a empowerment network and mastermind group that I facilitate on a weekly basis on Friday afternoons Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in potentially being a guest on my show or joining me for the Empowerment Network, go ahead and scan this QR code and request to join. And there'll be questions there for you to fill out. And then let me know if you've joined the group by sending a message through. Okay? It's been so wonderful being here with you today, and I want to stop share. And I wish you only the best in finding your own inner beauty. Remember, you're not in competition with anyone else. We need to have our own definition of what success means to us and about what wealth means to us. It's going to be different for everyone. And again, your levels of happiness in each one of your dimensions of life don't have to be what it is for everyone else. And I want you to realize that. So thank you for being with me. I'm Patricia Jo Grover, and my website is patriciajogrover.com, so you can find out more there. Have a wonderful day. So until next time, rise above the challenges that life brings your way, and have a great day.
Okay. That was a wonderful speech, Patricia. It was amazing all over. You can reach her at patriciagrover.com or you can email us your questions to us. So we'll be moving on to our next speaker. Please join the next session.
Please join the next speaker, Brenna Wallace. Thank you. Yes, Brenna Wallace is right now, she is not available. Could you please join the next speaker, Holy Lassie?
Please join the next session of Holy, please. Thank you.